this is physics, conversion of factors. So factor, by now, I hope now you are already familiar with them. When we say factor, they are like basically the givens in any given problem. So you have there a number, and of course an accompanying unit. So say for instance, if you have like 100 meters, that is comprised of a number, that's a factor, comprised of a number, 100, and a unit, meter. So now, if any given problem is asking you to convert units kasi hindi sila nagtutugma, kasi may mga ganun, halimbawa, for Boyle's law, you have their pressure and volume. So they come in pair, like say P1, P2. So you have to make peace with your units. I always tell my students that, so that you would be able to come up with this kind of, with a kind of result, of course, that is correct. So unless you do conversion of units kasi, you are not going to arrive, of course, with the correct answer. So how do you convert them? First is, we approach this by solving certain problems. So say for instance, for number 1, you are supposed to convert 456 meters to kilometer. So we all know that the factor here is 456 meters. You have their number and the unit, and you're supposed to convert it to another unit, which is kilometers. So in this problem, in any conversion problem, you always have to treat this given as the most significant one. Okay, second to that is your table of equivalents. So think about this. What is the relationship between meters and kilometers? Okay, they are both units for length. Okay, so that means you can do a conversion, of course. So now second question is, did you ever hear of what kind of a specific relationship they have? Yes, they have to be very specific with them. Yes, so a kilometer, that's 1 kilometer, is equal to 1,000 meters. But what if you only have 456 meters? I know that you may think like, okay, just go ahead and move those silly decimal points to no specific number of decimal places. Yeah, you can actually do that only if you're really a pro to this, but we have to always admit that some factors are not entirely by 10. So halimbawa, what if you're going to convert British imperial through the imperial system, within that system, or pwedeng cross system to metric, diba? So what are you going to do? Are you still going to move decimal places? Definitely not. So this approach applies to those cases when it is for by tens, yung multiples of 10, and to those specific cases na hindi naman talaga gumagamit ng by tens na relationship. So those are givens, 456 meters and 1,000 meter, and is equal to 1 kilometer. So these two must be present in all of your conversion endeavors, okay? Wag na wag yung hahayaan na basta lang kayo merong given tapos wala kayong table of equivalence, or meron kayong table of equivalence na hindi naman tugma sa hinihingi ng given ninyo. So what's the unknown? The value in kilometers. So for the solution, you always have to, okay, for beginners, you have to follow these specific steps. First is, 456 meters, we accept it as a whole number. And all whole numbers must have a denominator of 1. Because unless you're going to have that kind of understanding of what whole numbers are, you can never actually justify why are you doing this process in the first place. Kasi this is involving fractions. Okay, so you notice in our example, in our sample solution, you have 456 meters as the numerator. It's always that case, and then 1 as the denominator, always that case. That's the first step. Next is you have to write your multiplication sign. Ayan siya. Now what comes next? You are going to write that guy over there. 1,000 meters is equal to 1 kilometer. Rewrite it, but this time you're going to transform it into a fraction. Okay, so which of those two is going to be numerator and which of them is going to be the denominator? This is actually very, very important. You have to be careful. Okay, you have to be. I have had several students na pinagbabaligtad nila ang mga to, so you have to be very careful with this step. Okay, so what are you going to do? Remember how dividing units cancel them out. Okay, like units, I mean, if you are going to divide like units, they're going to be canceled because they're just going to be equal to 1. Remember that. So you're going to apply that concept. So if you have 456 meters over 1 in one fraction, and you're going to multiply that fraction with another fraction, and you want meters to be cancelled out because it's the given one, it's not something that you need. Ang need mo is kilometer. What are we going to do? Of course, put kilometer in the second fraction as the numerator. The rule is just that, okay? Walang nagsasabing dapat kilometers lagi nasa baba or nasa taas. The rule is just that. You have to make sure that the unneeded unit is cancelled out. In this case, you have to cancel out meters at kailangan na matira is kilometers. So you put kilometer on top, and as the denominator, you have 1,000 meters. So you have there this multiplication relationship. You have to multiply 456 with meters with 1 kilometer and 1 with 1,000 meters. So what you'll be getting is a cancellation of meters as a unit, because basically your units are going to be meters, kilometers over meters. So like units in the numerator and denominator, you're going to cancel them. And that's going to be equal to kilometer being our remaining unit. Okay, so you have there 456 because you're going to multiply it by 1, and you'll get 1,000 as a denominator without a unit because you're going to multiply it by 1, and meter is already cancelled out. And that now is going to give you 0.456 kilometers. I know we go back to that, what if you just have to move the decimal places, that's it. Okay, so how about you try the next example? Okay, item number 2. Convert 1.5 meters to feet or foot. You have there 1.5 meters in the metric system, and foot or feet, which is from the English imperial system. So your givens are the following. So I'm going to give you the table of equivalence for meter to foot, meter to feet, for your reference, of course. And I'll be giving you a moment for you to do the conversion. So you have there the following unknown. You have to convert the value to feet. Come on, you should be done by now. Okay, so I bet your solution must look like this. Remember that the given is going to be the numerator, and under it, the denominator is always 1 because it is assumed as a whole number. Now, since meter is the numerator on our given, of course, so what are you going to do? You're going to put it as the denominator in the next fraction so as to cancel it out. Very good. Ayan. So, kanina, ang nangyari is you divided 456 by 1,000. But this time, you're going to multiply the given 1.5 meters by 3.28 feet. Why is that so? Because it's the way it is positioned here. Okay, so you have a reason kung bakit mo nilagay sa ilalim yung meters. And you can't put 3.28 in there kasi nga, hindi mo naman siya kailangan i-cancel. You have to have it as your surviving unit, surviving talaga yung term. So, tendency is for you to just have the following result. So, 4.92 feet over 1. And we all know that 4.92 feet over 1 is the same as 4.92 feet. Okay. Okay, keep in mind that this conversion is only a single factor conversion. I'll be creating another video that features double factor, a double conversion naman. So, one factor pa rin ang kino-convert pero dalawa yung gagamitin mong tables of equivalence. Okay, so I'll be giving you a moment to solve for item number 3. So for this, you are going to convert naman 392 seconds to minutes. Well, even though I won't give you actually the givens, it's obvious that 392 seconds is our given factor, and you're going to convert it to minutes, and your table of equivalence is 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So our unknown is the value in minutes. I will be giving you another moment for you to finish this. I hope you're about to be done. Excellent. Now let's look at the solution. We have 392 seconds over 1 because it's a whole number. Multiply it with 1 minute on top because it is our needed unit, over 60 seconds as the denominator because we need to cancel out seconds, so that minute is going to be our remaining unit. So you're going to multiply 392 by 1 and 1 by 60. It will be giving you 392 minutes divided by 60, and that is without any unit because again you canceled out seconds because it is found both in the numerator and in the denominator. It's equal to 1, so it's just basically canceled out. Now you're going to divide 392 by 60. It will be giving you 6.53 minutes. So that is it for this video. So this is a conversion of factors, single factor conversion. You can actually apply this even in mathematics or in other subjects that are related to physics, but it is mostly used in physics. Especially in my class, I would be specifically asking my students to do this kind of conversion because it also teaches you some basic concepts regarding how numbers and how units are interacting with each other. Anyway, this is Sir CJ, and I hope that you learned something from this video. Okay, thanks so much.